Hello and welcome back. In the previous episode, we learned something about the accepted rules in ancient South India, namely, kings did not wage wars without first exhausting peaceful means to resolve disputes. But sometimes, these rules are stretched and wander into gray areas. Today, we explore one such gray area, which led to conflict between the Cheran and Cholan dynasts. It was a time when the Velir principalities, including Vel Pari's Parambu Nadu, were subordinate to the Cheran, Cholan, and Pandyan. The latter three kings, known as the Moo-Vendhar, also had uneasy relationships among themselves. Each monarch was vying for supremacy, yet all the while, maintaining a public facade of friendship. The Velir princes, who played the three kings against one another, also fought among themselves. It was a time when loyalty shifted. Even within a principality, nobles switched sides to gain personal advantage. One such opportunist was Prince Warmilan, Vel Pari's uncle. He rebelled against Pari's rule. Pari sent his army, under General Bakasuran, to Vadanadu, Warmilan's principality, to quell the rebellion. While the Velirs were busy fighting one another in the east, the Cherans crossed the border in the west, and captured Merkuchi, the westernmost town of Vadanadu. The Cherans had taken the Velirs, and the Cholans, by complete surprise. Emperor Veer Varman, who claimed Parambu Nadu as his sphere of influence and protection, ordered General Sridhar, army commander, and Raj Guru Kachagan, who was now the royal advisor, to retake Merkuchi, and evict the Cherans. But the emperor also had added a strict stipulation. Under no circumstances should the Cheran view the Cholan move as aggression. But you will save Merkuchi from the ravages of the lawless brigands. The emperor had referred to the invaders as brigands. It was telling. It was Kachagan's opportunity to get into the good books of Veer Varman. The emperor had recently elevated the Raj Guru to royal advisor. Time has come to prove his worth. But how will Kachagan accomplish such a task? The invaders were Cherans, not Cholans and Maravans. If the Cholans retake the town, how then will Kachagan prove that he had evicted brigands? How will he account for all the Cheran casualties? What about the Cherans who did not perish? Will they not identify the Cholans? At the strategic level, Veer Varman had saddled Kachagan with an impossible task. At the tactical level, it was suicidal. Merkuchi lay in a valley. A nearby hill fort protected the town. Anyone entering the town will be exposed to the hill fort's archers and catapults. At the onset, the Cherans had captured both Merkuchi and the hill fort. It had been a relatively easy operation for the Cherans, because most of Warmilan's cohorts had been called to the east to fight Pari's army, leaving behind a severely weakened garrison. Moreover, Warmilan had not expected the Cherans to cross the border and attack without warning. It was simply not the norm for kingdoms to invade without first declaring war. By the time the Cholan Expeditionary Army, under Kachagan and Sridhar, arrived on the outskirts of Merkuchi, the town and the commanding hill fort was firmly in the hands of the Cheran army. If the Cholan tried to lay siege and attack Merkuchi, they will expose themselves to withering fire from the hill fort. If the Cholan tried to storm the hill fort, he will also suffer heavy casualties. How will the Cholans capture Merkuchi without incurring high casualties? And how will the Cholans hide their own identity? So many obstacles, so many challenges. On top of it all, Emperor Veer Varman has ordered the two men that the Cholan army must be seen to have evicted brigands, who had supposedly captured the town. These challenges brought to the fore Kachagan's genius in diplomacy and strategy, and also Sridhar's brilliance as a field marshal. Did the Cholans eject the Cherans and capture Merkuchi and the hill fort? The quick answer is yes. How did the Cholans accomplish this? No spoilers here, you'll have to read the book. Anyway, the plot that Kachagan hatched was complex, covered all eventualities, and not something you can cover in a few sentences. This is one of several battles that unfold in Vel Pari, the Tamilakam War. Remember, what we usually see in battle is the fighting. Contingents clashing. What we don't see, but is super critical to victory, is that which goes on behind the scenes. The strategy, the planning, the logistics, and the surprises sprung on the enemy. Join me in the next episode, where we dive into the battle raging in the east, between Vel Pari and the Cholans. Until then, goodbye for now.